Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Cardmarket Spring Regional. This is a little bit of a different intro. We're not really introing properly because we're going straight into our first game here. I am Azeem Lone. I am joined by my co-hoster, Scott Sedman. How are you, Scott?
I'm doing very well, Azeem. I'm looking forward to a great day of Dragon Ball action. And we get starting off with two leaders we wouldn't expect to see. And I think that's a real treat for our viewers. Azeem, do you want to run us through what matchup we have chosen for our first game here
Yeah,
for the
I know.
main regional?
I'm not going to lie, this kind of really did pique my interest. We have got set to Goku Black. That is correct, ladies and gents. Goku Black from Union Force, a leader that we haven't really seen for a long time. It obviously saw some play around when the new Zamasu support came out, but it does have an errata as well. And we see Goku Black being piloted by Bastian Forster. I do apologize if I've said that name wrong. His opponent is Lucas Winarski. I'm sorry again if I have said that name wrong, but he is playing Hachiak. And we all know what Hachiak is. It's that
Oh.
stall deck, that deck that literally says to your opponent that you can't do anything and I'm going to win. But let's see how this goes. And we see right from the very beginning, it's a Janemba engine in the Goku Black, which is really interesting to see. I would not expect that, to be honest. Like, how are you feeling about Goku Black in a best of one format as well, Scott?
So this is super interesting. So if you recall back to the first of the spring regionals, I was put on stream with a Stormfist Krillin, and essentially what I think we're seeing here is the same similar sort of setup where
Mm.
he's using Goku instead of using a Zeno Unison, he's going to use his leader to turbo into the free drop Janemba. So essentially, all he needs to do is get a skill that's on board next turn, and then he can go into ramping, which once he's ramped, lets him have free energy, and thus he can activate main on that free drop to go critical. But yeah, Hachiyak really neuters Janemba's potential because the point of this Janemba chain that he's running is to swing critical multiple times in one turn and force your opponent to just either defend or take the crit damage, and you never want to do that. Uh,
Yeah,
so
very true, very true. Like here we see the Janemba coming down and putting the Sarkodema back in hand, which is again playing for free is a good thing. But like you stated, you played it with Stormfist Krillin, but Goku Black, like I said, is quite interesting in terms of you get to obviously ramp, but it does have an errata from what it originally was, wasn't it?
yeah, so originally it was activate main once per turn. If you have two or more blue energy, choose one card in your life and place it in your energy area. At the end of the turn, choose one of your energy and place it in your drop area. So that's still in effect, but they've added the text of, and you can't place cards in your energy for the turn. So
Mm.
that's essentially just to stop some funky shenanigans with Supreme Kai of Time, the Unison, which was around set 10. But I
Yeah,
don't think that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
he's going for here. I think it is literally there just to on turn to get that free energy so we can go into the Janemba.
Yeah, well, we see now he is activating the effect there. He was about to tap two of his energy, but he's now got the third energy then
There's the
as well.
skillless,
Yeah,
and
and
then we're
there's
just
another
going to
one.
see it bounce back to hand. Oh, no.
Is he just passing? It looks to be just a pass there, yeah.
Interesting. So maybe just taking that life down to get
Yeah,
into awaken range.
very true. But at the same point, like Hatchak is a very, very stalled deck if you want. It literally, obviously, it has the effect that only one battle card can attack. Unless it's over the sorry, only one battle card under the cost of 7. Is it correct? Or is it 8?
Yeah, I think it's 8.
I think it's 8 because all the secrets are 8, and the secrets were the ones that could get over it,
Yeah.
which I remember back in the day as well. So yeah, so Hatjack obviously having that effect that limits each player to only attacking one with their once with a battle card per turn. So like I stated, it's going to be a bit of a stall, not stall matchup, but a bit of a log matchup. I think here Lucas is playing for the long game, where Bastion would essentially be wanting the short game.
Hmm. Yeah, like this Goku Black features very aggressive players. I mean, as I mentioned, like last turn, if he wasn't against Hachiak, we could have seen another swing off that skillless going into the critical, and then if he had the ball going into the 4 drop. So
Hmm.
and also because he's got that energy open, He could have even gone into the 6-drop if he had it. So, like, if he wasn't against Hachiak, that would have been an insane turn. But he is against
Yeah,
Hachiak, so he's not. And so I want to look at the Hachiak player right now. He's got 2 of the Goten Xeno on board, which
yeah,
really
right, yeah.
punishes untap. That is brutal. But
It is
also in
pretty
his
big.
energy is a set 3 SS3 Bardock with Xena evolve, which is super fun to see. Um, like that's just a classic throwback, man. Like it's a very cool card.
I'm not going
Indeed.
to deny it until you stated it. I actually didn't realize, but that is a blast from the past, and it's really nice to see like a card that has. I would say it's fallen off the radar. I would 100%
Yeah,
say that it's
it's
fallen off the
very
radar.
obscure. I'll give you that.
Yeah, so just to see that is absolutely brilliant. So yeah, like until like I said, until you said it, I didn't even know it was there.
Yeah, give me a part of a Bardock card, I'm gonna recognize it. Like, let's be real, that's gonna happen.
Fair
But yeah,
enough.
especially if it's in black, and he's also running a championship promo from 2018,
Yeah,
which is really good for removing high body threats. So here's the free drop skillless, which is a 30k, so it's nothing to scoff at. Hatch like can choose to negate it, but I don't think you would. Like, yeah, just taking that damage there.
yeah, true. So it's been a while since I've seen even Hatchiak play, to be quite honest. Again, it was very big when it came out. It's lasted for a couple of sets, but then kind of just fell off the radar a little bit. So in a best of one format, I'm not 100% sure how it will work because again, I think Hatchiak was built for the longer game. It was built for the best of three. So in a best of one, it still can work, but it would be really interesting to see like in what direction Lucas goes here.
Ah, okay. That kind of makes it a bit clearer. So he's
Yeah.
got the Dark Mask King super rare there, which is a really powerful finisher if he can get it off. And then we are seeing the Awaken into a foil leader. Very
Mm.
nice.
Yeah,
Um,
always gotta love the foils.
oh, you got right. You got to turn up to these events with foil leaders, or are you even trying to win, right?
Yeah,
Um,
true, true. It's a shame the Goku Black can't begin foil leader.
we can dream, Azeem. We can
It would be
dream.
nice. Yeah.
Um,
Reboot coming? What?
so now he's down to 2 life. Is that am I seeing that correct? The Goku Black is down to 2 life.
I think he's at four, but it's just
Oh,
because of the
really?
way. Yeah, because he only awakened a couple of times. Took the life, and it's really hard to tell, obviously, with the black sleeves.
Black sleeves are very difficult, but we do see my favorite unison come down here. We have Toa, scientist of destruction. I think it's the name, but yeah. So she's from the draft box, and she basically you can play her for 1, but she's all about destruction and just So there you go. See, because it got removed by a skill, she's going to gain a marker. But when she hits that critical point where she can pop off her cool effect, she can steal a card. She has to be able to attack when she's on 3 or more markers. So, or is it 2 or more markers? It's one of the two. And that's a 20k swing. Like, that is going to be a hard unison to remove.
Yeah, it is. I'm not going to deny it. Obviously, 20k is just that number is great to be a unison because it
Get
obviously
us
gets
away.
over no leaders. Yep, and we just see that Goku Black has awakened here. Sorry, Bastion has awakened. Um, so he has got to be a less than 4 life then. That's
Mm.
definitely less than 4 life, obviously. But yeah, sorry, just to go back to the Toa, 20k is that really nice number for a unison because it just means that your opponent's leader can't really swing into it. They have to combo up as well. So yeah, I really like it.
It's cool to see. Like I was really high on it when we got to talk about it when we revealed the Giant Force spoilers. Like I really do rate that unison, and I think it's just a unison that can just come in at any point in the game's history just to be really good because it is a X cost. So you like, and because it's a black unison, you can simply pay 1 for it. If you're playing a destruction heavy deck, it becomes a real problem. And stealing cards is always fun, as the new Mechikabura in set 13. Supreme Rivalry has gone to show stealing cards is fun. But
Yeah,
yeah, there we go. We're seeing a Janemba added to hand there. The SPR version of the he can do it if he's got a skillless on board, which I'm thinking paying 2, he's probably going to drop a skillless. Oh no, he's paying for the unison. Interesting.
Mm,
Oh,
that's
wow.
nice. Yeah,
And
get
putting
that.
another one underneath to gain a
Get those
marker.
markers. So it's from 4 markers instantly. And this is the unison. Which unison is this? I can't see. It's Boo, isn't it?
It's the Boo one, so I,
Yes,
I
it is
believe
Boo.
you can play a skill. I honestly haven't really put too much thought into this unison. But this Goku Black is actually double strike right now.
It is, yes, as well, because I think it has inherent double strike when it's a certain amount of mana. It's been a while. Like I said, it's been ages since I've seen the Goku Black leader, to be honest.
Yeah,
I
so
think I might have
having
to
to
get it up
defend
there.
here with the infinite attack rare, which is interesting. So, but has he attacked for 10 with a battle card? He has not. So this is the downfall of Hatch really here. Is that unisons don't get pinned by his effect.
Yeah,
So that
that
Boo
is
is a
definitely.
really smart play. Okay, and now we're seeing the critical Janemba here.
Yeah, and
Um,
this is a really interesting card as well. Like
so
it
this is a
is
19 crit.
yeah 19 crit as well, but it's a nice card to play. Well, I would say it's an annoying card to play against. Um, in terms of like what it does, you want to let us know? Go for it.
So yeah, activate main is if you got a skillless two, and you have free energy, you can balance the skillless back to hand. You play it for free. At the end of the turn, you warp it, but it's got dual attack. It's got critical. And then essentially, what it allows you to do, apart from get two 19k crits in, which forces your opponent to combo buddies. Oh, okay, yeah, because he did that, so the marker goes up. Um, so then what he does is if he's got the ball, he can put the ball underneath this to go into that 4-drop like we see in energy. And when you play that 4-drop, he either chooses a battle card and destroys it, or he untaps an energy, which he doesn't want to do because there's two Sun Gurtens on the board. But then you can evolve for one energy, which he still has open, to go into the 6-drop, which draws you two cards and is effectively dual attack critical, I think.
Hmm.
If
I
I
think
remember
it
that
is.
stat
Yeah.
line right. But yeah,
Again, yeah.
it's a big boy combo for very little energy. It's very effective.
Yeah, but the main thing I would say here is not only that it's a critical, but it's also a dual attack card. So, obviously, that dual attack gets over Hatchiak's ability, so he can
Mm,
still attack with it because it's
yeah.
only one card that's attacked. So, that I think is the main part from this. So he's getting the swing of the leader, which is a 20k double strike when it's at 2 or less life. You have the swing from the unison, and then you also have the swing from 2 swings from the critical Janemba. So that's 4 swings altogether. Where in actual fact, Hatch is trying to put you down to 1 or 2 swings. So, like you
Ooh.
said, with the inclusion of a unison card, sorry, that kind of just gets over Hatch a little bit. So, which I think is probably why Hatch kind of just got a lot weaker. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think he's less effective because of unisons, right? I think that's a given. Because obviously the point of Hatch was pin your opponent, stop them doing what they want to do with the amount of attacks, like very anti-aggro. And there we go, we're seeing Hatch down to 4 now, thanks to that unison. But I still think Hatch has its merits. Like, there's a lot of good black defense cards, like we saw there with Power Burst, which allows him to just get another negate back from his drop or warp that costs 1.
Yeah.
Um, the fact that that Goten is still on board, he's either gonna pop it, or I think he'll just be like, yeah, you can untap an energy, but obviously he won't because Goten's on board. Um,
At the same point, I do think that obviously keeping that Goten on board for Lucas is actually really decent because the untapping, even though Bastion's not doing it here at the moment because he doesn't want to be punished, but he still does have the option to. He can do it. So untapping an energy, which is kind of Blue's gimmick, it's kind of Blue's thing. They just untap energies, kind of extending your plays, allowing you to do more stuff during your turn, maybe be defensive on your opponent's turn. So just keeping that Goten on board is harsh. It's harsh for Bastion here.
and then we're
Call them
seeing
silver bullets, as they always called silver
yeah,
bullets.
yeah.
And
So we're
he's
seeing
taken a life,
the
gone to one
uh,
Bastion now.
yeah. So he's super combo, and then we're seeing a Bardock Awakened Instincts. Um, so it's a draw 2, discard 1.
Yeah.
And now, if he's got a Beerus Godly Majesty, that's really, really good. But I don't think he is because it's a Hatchiyak, and I think he's going to play black cards, right?
I think so. I think it only gets most of its effect anyway, so it's only a few that we
Ooh, but
see.
discarding food, that's kind of cool.
It
I can
is,
get
yeah.
behind that. And then,
Because
yeah, obviously swing with your overwhelm, right? Why not? But yeah, also this unison thing is really good for Hatch again, like because Hatch can still swing with a unison as well. So while it may be great for opponents, it's quite good for Hatch itself to get more attacks in.
hmm. But I think
Uh,
we haven't really seen like any boss monsters yet from the Hatchet player from Lucas. Sorry, in
no,
terms of obviously apart from I would say the Bardock, the set 3 Bardock SR, which is a triple strike in its own right, and it's a 30k, which is quite powerful. But obviously we do know how the Boo deck plays. It's just a Boo engine. He's just here comboing himself out so he can protect his one life, so he doesn't lose there. And this is
uh,
kind of like the downside to Hatch because even though uh, Lucas has now got Bastion down to one life, he only has this last attack from the Unison. So he could possibly go all in here. It does look like Bastion only has one card in hand, does it look like? And that's
yeah, and
it.
that's
That's the
game.
game right there. So who would have thought Hatchak has taken over Goku Black? But it's kind of showing how Hatchak has kind of gone under the radar, I would say.
Yeah,
Uh,
especially against a matchup like that.
yeah,
It's a really tough one because the whole point of Hatch is to just stop your opponent doing what they wanted to do. And against Janemba Chain, even though it was Goku Black, that's exactly what it did. It stopped Janemba being able to go in for 5 critical attacks in one turn.
hmm.
It stopped him being able to untap with those Gotens there. It's a lot of really smart players from the Hatch player there. Like a lot of interesting deck choices. Like we didn't see that many Ghost Warriors, which normally you would in Hatch. But
Yeah, I think we only saw. I think we only saw Slug,
yeah,
which was the first card.
I think that was the only one we saw. Yeah, so
Yeah.
really cool deck. Azeem, we are here at the Card Market Spring Regional for May. We have just
Yes.
seen in round 1 Hachiyak versus Goku Black. What do you expect for the rest of the day?
Well, I'm not going to deny. Like we stated, this is a regional event that is a best of one. It's not a best of 3 format, so we're going to see a lot of aggression. There's going to be a lot of Sin Shenron. We've seen it in the previous events as well. Sin Shenron's going to be there. King Piccolo, I imagine, will be there as well. So hopefully, we'll get to those later on in the day as well. So we're going to keep the next couple of rounds at least some interesting decks that we wouldn't really expect to see. So kind of an unorthodox welcome, but welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Card Market Spring Regional, hosted by myself, Azeem Lone, and my co-host Scott Sedman. So, yeah, it's going to be different to see. Like, I would have thought to see the Goku Black. That really stood out to me. I saw it and it was great. Really unfortunate to go up against Hatchak there, but nonetheless, I think that was a really, really interesting game to start off with. Would you not agree?
Oh, definitely. I think it's a fun showcase of why these events are so fun. You get over 150 people in a virtual room, we shall say, and you will find some of those rogue leaders trying to make it there. And
Mm,
honestly, I still like, even though he lost, I think Goku Black still has a lot of potential in this tournament because that aggro Janemba chain is so powerful. If the people he's playing against aren't off guard and mitigating attacks with their own leader, um, then it's a really scary deck. Like if it goes off, it can be very lethal. Turn 2, you're on your you can be on your turn 2, you can be on your 6 drop. That's
yeah.
huge. That's huge.
Yeah, it can definitely be. So, ladies and gents, stick with us as that was round 1. Round 2 will be coming up very shortly. Hope we're going to have a look and see if we can pick out something amazing for you. So, stay tuned.